It's gone, fellas, and welcome back to Hungary for Success with me, FoggyPlays, on FM21. Today we're taking on Gorica in the final game before the group stage of the Europa Conference League. If we don't lose this game, we qualify for the group stage for the second year in a row, and we're also going to be taking on Uj Pest in the league. Hopefully, we can keep up the good form and not lose a game, because we haven't lost yet this season. So, if you enjoyed this episode, do make sure to like and subscribe. It makes a massive difference to the channel and it would make me personally super, super happy. Now let's get into the video. Right, fellas, so since you were here last, the game against Kijverda, where we won 3-2 and beat Besiktas 4-1 to win 10-1 on aggregate. Oh, we've since played Gorica and beat them 3-0. Mandira with a brace and Kovac also getting a goal. And then we played Hanvid, beat them 3-1. Again, Mandira scoring a brace. The man is on fire. Versace got himself a goal as well. We did have to rotate quite significantly for these games. A lot of very tired players. Unfortunately, one of the players we've actually sent away on holidays has been called up by his national team. So, and I can't tell him not to go, which is delightful. So one of my players who's on holidays is probably going to have to play, is going to get to play some football, and that's not ideal for us. But for this game, we do have a couple of injuries and suspensions. Tiefenbach is injured, on the way back from an injury though. Not long until he's back from his twisted ankle. Ongard is suspended because of too many bookings. To be fair, he's been a little bit hit or miss so far this season. And Juan Ortiz is out for another 4 weeks, still not back from his injury. Pirelevsky has just gotten out on his mini holiday, and we have actually made some signings, which I should probably show you. We signed Geraldo Silva. He's the Romanian guy who was on an amateur contract in Holland with NAC Breda. He's coming in for today's game to play because Ongard is suspended. He's been paid an awful lot of money for a fringe player, but I think he's pretty good. It looks okay. Looks like he could be a decent player. Unsporting. I do like the personalities where they kind of, more controversial personalities. And we also signed Thiago Lopez from the same team we signed Diaz from, if I'm not mistaken. This guy didn't work out quite the same way. He had 5-star potential. Now he's only got 3-star potential. He's third choice right back. I'm not overly fussed about him. Paid 190 quid for him. I think it's going to be okay. Players that left, Bernal has gone to Kijverda. I don't know if that was actually done last time. Pretty sure it was. I feel like I remember talking about that. Although it can't have been, because these two guys. Did you already see? I'm pretty sure I did. That wasn't in the last episode. Yeah, we've made some transfers. We don't have any lined up potentially coming in for the remainder of the transfer window at the moment, but we do have a lot of money in the bank. We have 1.1 million transfer budget, 4.3 million in the actual kitty, and we have a decent amount of wage budget spare, so potential for a bit of money to be spent, although I don't think we're going to spend any of it. We've spent 190 quid so far this year, but for this game we are 3 up from the first leg. As I said, we're playing with Hood Wagner in goal. He's been fine. He's not been amazing, but he's also only conceded like 3 goals this year. Sorosi is going to play at right back, and Silva is making his debut with Derek and Pushkash in the centre of defence. Ankara and Kitona starting as our central midfield, with Versace and Carlsberg as our wide men. Frey Johnson and Monazimi starting up front. Mostly because Diaz, Kovac and Mandira are all quite tired. Gabriel still getting. I'm gonna make him available for the under-19s to see if he can score some goals. Would be nice if he could. Silva, you can have the number 3, because that was that Neverella last season? I think it was Neverella. One of the players I looked at, or we had on loan last year, that had their contract running out. I did actually look at signing him permanently. Decided he didn't want to join us, so I decided after that he wasn't good enough to play for us anymore. So that's fine. You know me. You never get to play for us again. And we've been pretty decent this year. I haven't shown you the league, but I'll show you that in just a second. It's not too different from when you were here last. We are only 2 games since, and one of those was the Conference League game against Gorica in the first leg. I'm just kind of hoping that the team we've put out today is good enough to just kind of not lose by more than 3 goals, which is the way we're really kind of playing this. And we don't have to worry because we've 3 away goals, and Monazimi has just put the ball in the back of the net. Carlsberg with the assist. The game is running just ever so slightly poorly at the moment. It's getting like screen tear. Not really feeling it. We haven't had a huge amount of possession. Greek have had more shots, but we've had the goal. I feel like that's the most important thing. I'm going to chuck a bit of praise at the lads. Carlsberg with to Derek. Their keeper manages to get there before any of the other players. They keep the scoreline at 1-0 on the night, 4-0 on aggregate, and Silva with the header gets it somewhat clear. Ankara is chasing after him. I feel like he's unfortunate that we signed 2 central midfielders this year, because I feel like it could have been his year to come true. With Mortiz leaving. Oh, Silva, beautiful ball forward. Monazimi can't quite beat his man. Where Johnson gets it to Monazimi, who got it to Versace, and Versace's shot gets blocked by one of the defenders. But now we have Carlsberg stepping up to take the corner, and Derek doesn't win the header. Ankara's picked it up. And yeah, I was going to say, it looked like he was about to kick it to Carlsberg, but Carlsberg ran offside. So, our Faroese youngster, who, according to my, I think it's the assistant manager that I have doing coach reports. According to him, the dude's not as good as he used to be. I don't believe so. I think he's still quite a good player. I think they've dropped his current ability by a star and his potential by a star and maybe a star and a half. I think he's gone down to like a 4-star, maybe 3.5-star player. I don't see it. I'm pretty sure he's still quite the footballer. Okay, no, it's gone back up again. Never mind. It did change. I swear it changed. I'm gonna point my finger and say keep it up, lads. They're all super happy with that. Versace's not having a great game. That's a little disappointing. Seeing as how we do have a right winger sitting on the bench waiting to come on. And we're just building up. Sarosi starts today because of the fact that was it Lopez? Is that the 16-year-old? I feel like that's the 16-year-old we signed off the Portuguese side. He is unregistered for the Europa Conference League, so he can't play in these games. But there's potential for him to play at some point. Carlsberg's picked up a little bit of a knock. Consider taking him off. We might have to make a tactical change. I don't think we have a left winger on the. We could actually put Versace on the left. The Fridge gets the ball forward. Monazimi. Versace's on the overlap, but Silva's picked it up. Carlsberg back to Silva. Gets his shot blocked, or his cross blocked. Katona's picked it up. Our 16-year-old wonder kid who's probably going to get signed by a big team. Monazimi slots it into the back of net over the goalkeeper. And I think it's safe to say the game is probably over. I can't imagine they're going to bring, or they're going to come back from this. I think we swap Versace to an inverted winger on the left because he is left-footed. We'll bring. You want to be a winger, don't you? I'll make you an inverted. Make him an inverted winger. Is there any other changes I want to make? I know Versace is quite tired, but I'm not going to take him off just yet. Pushkash isn't having the best of games, so we bring on Marcelo Suarez. Because why not? Markela's been me so far this year. But he's not had a huge amount of games, so last year it was Markela and Pushkash were duking it out for the left centre back position. Because Derek was pretty much nailed on when he was fit, he played. Gorica have a free kick which bangs off the wall. I think Monazimi was the one it hit, but Versace is true. Versace can't score. This is very unlike Versace. He scores a good majority of the shots he takes. And his corner comes in. Derek's header gets stopped by the goalkeeper. And I think it's safe to say we're making it into the group stage. So we might actually not play Ujpest. We might just do the group stage draw. Oh, Monazimi. True. Keeper blocks it. But do I want to take Versace off? He is quite tiring for Johnson. Couldn't get on the end of that, and Anchor's picked it up. Can't get the ball across. If we do it that, what do we do? How do I change? I feel like I've backed myself into a corner where I can't really do a whole lot apart from put the fridge out on the wing and bring. I'll bring Mandir on. Not to be a target man, because I don't think he's very tall. Pretty sure Mandir. Well, I think he's tall-ish, just not the tallest man in the world. He's 5'11". Yeah. For target man, no, not a target man. But he is a footballer. He's quite good. I think he's our top scorer so far this year. But we have comfortably beaten Gorica 5-1 on aggregate. That was much closer than it was against Besiktas. And I was more fearful of Besiktas than I was Gorica. But that is fine. We've made it through to the group stage, which means a big bag of cash for us. And we're going to be back in just a second for the group draw to see who we're going to be getting in the Europa Conference League group. Hopefully, a group we can actually do well in. Right, fellas. So now it is time for the draw. And as you would imagine, we are a bottom seed. We are one of the worst teams in the whole tournament. We're even behind an Albanian team and an Armenian team. What? How are we behind an Armenian team? Flora are above us. They play in Europe a good bit. Wolves and Legia are both in the same group or same seed, so we could potentially get them. So far, I'd like Group D or maybe Group G. I think we can beat CSK. Wolves get Sevilla. Legia against Atalanta. I'm kind of thinking Group D. Group G is not too bad. I'll take Group H. Well, it's Valor in Group B. That'll be interesting with Sarajevo. We could end up in a group with our parent club, and that will be interesting. I'm thinking Group H. Group H looks tasty. Group D, I'll take any group to be fair, but I would like Group H. No, we're getting Group A. Bruges, Sparta Prague, Panathinaikos, and us. Nice. Couldn't have been much more difficult. Now could I? Kilmarnock get Group H. Yeah, that's the only group I think could have been harder would have been potentially Group B, maybe, or Group C, or Group E. Group E would have been difficult. There's a couple of groups here that you kind of go, oh, that's a little difficult. But we do have. Just going to skip forward to see what changes get made to the fixtures. So play Bruges first and Panathinaikos and Sparta Prague. Might just do what we did last time and do 2 games. So like we play Sparta Prague and then play Club Bruges in an episode, and if necessary play against Panathinaikos in the final one. Although I'm not so sure that we're going to be doing the business this time around. It's going to be a little bit difficult. We do have offers for some of our players as well since the last episode. Michele Bola has offers from all of these clubs. I don't think he's ever going to be good enough to play for us, so I've just accepted all of them for his value. And Nagy at 2.1k, potentially offer him out and see what we can get for them to try and increase profits, if you will. Because it would be nice to get some extra cash money, but we did get 2.28 million or something. We've just got into the new month, so yeah, it was like 2 million and something. So the overall balance is quite good. Our scouting range is now worldwide, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know where I can show you that. Don't think I can do it from here, but yeah, we have a bunch of stuff. I'm gonna send some of the scouts out to go off to different parts of the world. I discovered it because the African Cup of Nations qualifying and the Olympic Games Oceania qualifying were ones they recommended us to go and scout. So I was like, whatever, let's do it. Let's see what happens. So some of these might change because we do have 2 guys doing Eastern Europe, or 2 Central Europe actually. Why do I have 2 Central Europe? Normally I have 2 in Eastern Europe. Whatever. So yeah. we are going to just skip the Oish Pest game, and we're going to be back in the next episode for Sparta Prague and Club Bruges, where hopefully we'll be doing well in Europe. We're also top of the league after 4 games, unbeaten, with only FmGreeno and Oish Pest also unbeaten. Pushkash Academia, the only points they've gotten was against us, obviously, and Shentlerik have gotten a draw against FmGreeno. So the weaker teams doing well against 2 of the top 4 teams for the last couple of seasons. And as you can see, we've scored many goals. Mandira and Versace topping the goal scorers, which is delightful. So, like I said, next episode will be Sparta Prague, Club Rouge in the Conference League group, and then we'll play Panathinaikos and Uish Pest if necessary. We'll have to wait and see what happens though, because this is a tough group. So if you've enjoyed this episode, do make sure to like and subscribe. Comment down below how you think we're going to get on in the Conference League group stage. I'd be happy if we got third again. You never know, though. We could win it. Not so sure. But yeah, like, comment, subscribe, share with all your friends, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!